start. Here we go. Evening, people. Welcome back to the channel. Tonight we've got round 9 of Next Gen Racing, Chewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup. We're live from Spa tonight. We've got 2 races, 2 sprint races for you tonight. First is of 15 minutes. Second race is half an hour. I am joined. We are got joint lobbies tonight, so I am joined again by CJW Racing. CJ, you back?
I am here. How is everyone?
Hunty, evening mate, how you doing? We've got CJ on board with us tonight, obviously joint lobbies. Are you running the stream as well, CJ, so you can keep an eye on comments and stuff like that?
Yeah, I've got your stream on in the background,
right,
and yeah, I'll be keeping an eye on all that sort of stuff.
Radio. So we've got 15 minutes of quali, and then we jump into the first race of 15 minutes. As I say, it's a legendary Spa, the new track for Gran Turismo, just been dropped in the download. It's not a great track for me. As I say, it's only just turned up, so I've only had a few laps around it. CJ's been out on track tonight. I had a lap or 2 round it earlier. CJ, any thoughts on it?
Very slippery. So the minis do love the understeer and the wheel spin, probably the best way. They've only got 150 horsepower, but with them being basically road cars put on track, they're not ideally suited to this, but they're not exactly speed monsters either. So it'll just be basically the king of who can keep it as slow and consistent as possible, really.
I think with it being a new track as well, it'll be a case of who can keep it on track.
Yeah, Spa's good for its runoff. So there's a couple of sort of danger areas where there are gravel traps and people can get lost. But I guess we'll have a look at those as we go around later on. But it's a brilliant track. It's probably one of my favourite racetracks in the world, I'd say.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, so I had a few laps around it myself. Didn't get on too well. So Boozy has started quali. As I say, we've got the Pro Boys in the lobby tonight with the Pro-Ams. So let me just switch all the gubbins on for you lot.
Cheers for that comment, Hunty. I'll not read it out on stream. But back to yourself, my friend. He's being rude.
So why is he being rude? No need for that.
None at all. So one thing I guess to think about with these minis is it's a 3-minute lap. So it's a big old lap for these guys, and with only 14 minutes of quali, I guess they're not going to have that many opportunities to put a pearl over lap in.
They're not. So let's just fire ourselves up to Fraser at the minute. Is he first man out on track? No, he's not.
First man out is
it Kapow?
First one is it Cutler?
Yes, it is, yeah.
It is Cutler, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this race is sponsored by Chewitt Racing. I will put links in the description below. Go check them out. I'll put links in the description below to Next Gen as well. Make sure you go check those out. I'll also put a link into CJ's channel. He's been doing commentary for the Pro Lobby up until last week, where we joined forces. So the last 2 weeks has been on my channel, but CJ's been doing the Pro Lobby. So I'll put links in the description to his channel. So go check him out. Cutler just running wide. Matthew Lambert just running wide. Boonsy running wide. Scar Wars running wide.
We're just getting a sense of what the grip levels are like.
It's going to be an interesting one tonight. I think the first race is a wet race, the second wet race is a dry race. So it'll be completely different conditions for the guys. Just going to see if I can pull up a track map.
It's quite good in that respect because at least they haven't got tyre wear to worry about in this first race, and it's a 15-minute sprinter. So yeah, the strategy for the feature race is going to be interesting to say the least, I think. But I mean, we'll come to that when the feature race happens. But with the length of the lap and the sort of tyre wear these boys run, yeah, it's going to absolutely nail the tyres, and you really don't want to be understeering through Eau Rouge.
No, you certainly don't. Right, so have I got a track map? Can I pull that up to the big screen? Let's have a look. Yes I can.
So we're nearly a third of the way through quali, and they're just finishing them out.
There was a bit of chatter in that about the length of this course and the quali sessions. I think the same was said about Nürburgring and the GR3s as well, wasn't it? If I remember rightly.
Yeah. Cutler then, as they're all lining up. If you look at this,
just seen them, just on the last corner there, just waiting to get a run across the line.
It's Matthew Lambert who started that off, because Cutler went a little bit deep into the bus stop. Matthew Lambert waited up, obviously eager to get the slipstream, which down towards Eau Rouge through Rodillion up the Camel Straight is worth a few tenths, so it's good to get that slip.
So as they head down the hill then towards Eau Rouge, the legendary corner, they seem to be taking an age to get there. Actually, I was driving this in the GR4s the other night. Down this hill pretty damn quick.
Well, it's momentum and speed for Eau Rouge, basically, for these guys. It's definitely worth carrying that speed through. Cutler's done a really good job of that. I was just on board with Cutler as he went through Eau Rouge. Balanced his throttle all the way through the corner, which in the wet you have to do, so he's done a really good job there. Matthew Lambert's picked himself up a penalty. Miley Tyler's run himself wide.
Yeah, I don't know why he's picked up a penalty. It looked like they were trying to race actually, although it looked like Matthew Lambert was trying to lose a bit of penalty.
I'm guessing he cut a rouge.
I would assume so.
But for the purists, Radion.
Is it Eau Rouge or Radion? Because Eau Rouge is the bottom section.
Eau Rouge is the bottom bit, yeah. Radion's the bit at the top.
The top. And I mean, I know it's a lot of people do take Eau Rouge very tight and cut a lot of that curb to get the better run up the hill towards Radion, but I didn't see how far Matthew Lambert had cut that corner when he went across it.
No, me neither. So Sparks is actually one of my favourites to be up there, and he's in a lot of traffic, which you could do with clearing. He's just going through poo on right now.
He did have a good race last week. And that was Tokyo in the wet as well, wasn't it? So
yeah. So they've got their experience of the wet conditions, these boys, but Spa in the wet is an altogether different concept.
Yeah, it's a track that, as I say, you know, Tokyo's been on the game for ages. Spa's a fresh track. I'm sure some of these guys have driven it in other games maybe, but a lot of these guys maybe not getting as much time as they need on it. Not quite knowing the corners. KZ2 Haas, he was a new driver last week. He actually got driver of the day off himself and Chris, along with VLX Sparks, both in your picture there.
He did a brilliant job last week, good recovery. Obviously not used to the way these minis drive. Doing a good job tonight as well. He's certainly coping with the way these cars are handling in the wet, and he's pulling Matthew Lambert in up ahead.
Not doing bad at all. And we've got Kapow as well. He was a new driver last week. He didn't fare so well last week. Again, everyone's taking their time around that last corner.
So a 3:13 is a good time round here.
Cutler's just put in a 3:16. He's just
Sparks has done that.
Yeah, he has, yeah. What's that? 3:13.7 Sparks. F124, he's put a 3:14.5 in. PK261, 3:15.3. KZ2 Haas, he's done a 3:16.0. That's put him in fourth.
It's a damn good lap.
NGR Cutler then down in fifth at the minute, 3:16.4 for him. Bogusbegbie, oh sorry, Biggsy's just put a lap in, 3:15.3, that's chucked him in third. Back down to Bogusbegbie, 3:17.7 for Bogus. Scarwell's on a 3:19. Matthew Lambert, 9th place at the minute, 3:19 for him as well. Myler Tyler on a 3:22, but he's caught up in a bit of traffic. Our friend Hunty just piped up on the stream. What's he done? A 3:23. Booty Bob a 3:25.7. Powell's on a 3:26.8. And Jamie J just putting his car right way round. He's yet to cross the line. So we'll just stick with him as he comes across. 3:40.8. So not great from Jamie J at the minute.
Considering how big this track is, a lot of the guys are getting awfully close together, so they don't need to be doing in qualifying.
They certainly don't. It's going to upset someone. Bogusbegbie just running off track. 24 in ghost mode. Big Z in third. Then he's not putting a bad lap at that. 3:15.2. We'll see whether he can better that. So a lot of the pro drivers at the top of this field, as you would expect. 261 drifting that mini round there. Back end looking like it wanted to come round on him. So KZ2, the only pro-am driver in the top 6 at the minute. Bogusbegbie in 7th. He's the next in the pro-am categories. Scarwell's just holding a penalty. Penalties, yeah. I think there's going to be a few tonight.
I'm just having a look at lap deltas. A lot of people are improving the times. Ultimate personal best, you're looking at Fraser, but he lost a lot of time in the second sector. Biggs has just gone purple in sector 2. And Sparks Sparks isn't going to improve on this one. Biggsy potentially could leapfrog Fraser into second, but a lot of people improving the times, mate, so I think we'll see the order shuffle once they come across the line again.
We'll have got some new qualifying times come in. Then KZ Haas, what's he done? He's got about 5th place. Better this time by about half a second. So he's on a 3:15.6, but still in 5th place. He's put in a new time, 3:20. He's better at that time, but still down in 11th at the minute.
Biggsy improves as well. Yeah, not enough.
No. But still getting used to this this track, I'm sure. So we've only got 5 minutes left, or 4 minutes left of this quali. As you can see, long laps, they're not getting many in tonight. Cutler's just dumped himself in the wall.
Matthew Lambert's tripped himself up a few times tonight. He's just now out on a hot lap and he's getting involved in a bit of a scuffle with KZ2.
Yeah, that's...
Don't need to be doing this in quali.
We had a bit of this last week, I think, and the week before that. Guys, maybe just getting a little bit carried away, perhaps trying to use each other for a tow, and there's a little bit of contact between Matthew Lambert and KZ2 Haas there. Just punted KZ2 a bit wide. He's waiting up, but it's quali, it sort of makes no difference.
Now, of course, they'll get around before the checkered flag drops, so they'll get another lap in. But they've just got to find some space. They're just all bunched up. They don't need to be this bunched up.
I think they were just a bit worried about the lap times and the length and stuff, and trying to get as many laps in as possible.
Yeah, Cutler's done the right thing in my opinion. He's sort of backed off now. He's going to go round, and if he gets round before the timer drops, he'll have a hot lap all to himself pretty much.
He will.
So we'll look at the timing deltas. No one's really lighting the timing boards alight.
So FYGT Gaming has just popped up on the chat. He's saying, can I get some recognition for my livery? Star Wars is mine. Well, being as it's not a Star Wars, I'm assuming it means Scar Wars. So let's have a look at Star Wars livery. He's got the rocket mini going. Has he done that himself? I'm gathering it was autocorrect. Yeah, it is a nice mini. So all these are genuine liveries that are in the Mini Cooper Cup. Star Wars is ghosting, then he's going to pipe up in the chat again, no doubt.
So Fraser has been setting purple sectors.
He's just about to come across the line.
7:10 short of Sparks. Can he overhaul him? He was close.
3:13.8. 3:13.8.
He'll have another bite of the cherry now, though.
He will. Where's Cutler?
He'll be halfway around his lap, I'm guessing.
Yeah, he's just around the back of the track.
So at the minute he's just come through Stavlo, so he'll come through.
Sorry, Chris. FYGT Gaming's just popped again. He's Prosser, by the way.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know Prosser.
I know Prosser.
I've seen him before.
So why aren't you Prosser in this? Why are you confusing everyone with several flipping accounts?
Or has he just done a livery for Star Wars?
Ah.
Could be. Right. Let's have a look. What's going on?
So VLX Sparks then still not managing to better that 3:13. So that's Eau Rouge and Radion. As I say, that curb at the bottom, I just always cut Radion loads. I don't wonder if he gets a penalty.
He's going to get a penalty for that.
Yeah, second. That blown. Where's F124?
In traffic.
Ah, alright.
Although yeah. See Cutler. So Cutler has made it round in time. So I'm going to keep an eye on him and see what his sector times line up to be, because it's normally someone who's up near the top.
Yes, I'll keep an eye on Fraser and see what's going on with F124YS.
Sparks went purple first sector. Fraser's just ahead of him on track. So it'll be interesting to see what their second sectors are like, because it's sector 2 that's the technical one.
Yeah, they're just coming through the back end of that section now.
So the ultimate best in that was to get there at a 1:26.5 for that sector, so we'll see how that lines up for him on my timing sheet when it comes in. He's about to hit it now.
Yeah.
No, not an improvement for Fraser.
It's a quarter of a second back.
And PK's on a better time. He's just about to get there as well.
Of a second quicker than his fastest. That's not enough at the minute to move him the grid any more.
Sparks has lost time in the second sector as well.
Yeah, he'd already gained a penalty though, hadn't he, through Radion and Eau Rouge, or through Radion at least. F124 putting 3:21 on that map then, so not great for him.
Hunt is probably next across the line. What's he going to do? 3:17 is best. PK.
He's moved himself up a couple of spots, though. He's gone up to 9th from 11th. So PK, yeah, he's bettered his time, but not by a lot. 3:15.1.
Cutler's not. He's not firing it. I've been keeping an eye on him. He's 2 seconds off Sparks and Fraser in the second sector. So he's not on for making much of a move. He has to have an absolute flyer in the last sector in order to do much about it.
So a few comments coming through on the stream. Fraser Smith saying KZ2 got a penalty, then burned it off and blocked me. Well, that's for you to take up with the stewards, my friend. Hunty saying, well, this race is going to be crazy. Well, just keep it on track, boys. So your grid positions for this race are looking like VLX Sparks in P1. These aren't confirmed because Cutler is still halfway around the track.
He's finished now, he's not improved.
Has he come? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Sparks is the only guy out there, so what you see is what you've got.
So Sparks in first, F124 in second. Bigsy third, PK261 in fourth, KZ2 Haas in fifth, Myler Tyler sixth, Matthew Lambert in seventh, NGR Cutler eighth, Hunty the Punty in ninth place, Bogusbegbie in 10th, Scar Wars in 11th, Kapow in 12th, Boonsy in 13th, Jay in 14th.
So a packed grid then for Spa Francorchamps. 50 minutes sprint race, no tyre wear, no fuel, straight punch out fight to the end this one. So 14 furious minis trying to squeeze through the sauce at once. This first corner could get quite tight.
It certainly could. We'll try and get at a good view. We'll stick with VLX Sparks. I wonder if it might be worth jumping to someone at the back just to...
Yep, I'm on it. I'm on it, mate.
So all the guys got away. So yeah, no poor starts from anyone. Let's see if we can switch this camera up a little bit. Stop it. So we're on board with Bogusbegbie, just going round La Source. Wipers going crazy. So we did just see a couple of guys running wide there.
That was just Myler Tyler and Bogusbegbie outbreaking themselves.
Okay.
Kapow and Hunty are having a bit of a punch up down towards Eau Rouge. One of them's gone have to back out. Oh no, they're not. They're going side by side.
Okay.
And Kapow's hit the wall into Scar Wars.
Sideways. Oh, he's off track.
It's going to lose him tons of momentum going down Kemmel Straight. Oh, forgive not Boonsy Bob's
all over the place. Kapow's just hit Jamie and Scar Wars. Right, let's fire ourselves back up to the front. So VLX Sparks has kept that P1 position. He's holding 0.3 of a second penalty though. F124, 0.7 of a second back. Bigsy third, PK261 in fourth, under a bit of pressure from KZ2 Haas in fifth. He's making a move down the inside there. NGR Cutler, he's just run himself a little bit wide. Matthew Lambert's managed to take that place off in Bogusbegbie. He's looking for a move on him as well. Just had to back out of that one though, Bogus. Myler Tyler in ninth, right behind him. Hunty 10th. We've got a big gap back to Kapow, Scar Wars, who's managed to get through that now. Boonsy Bob and Jamie J. They are far back. Let's have a look. 4 seconds back from Scar Wars at the minute.
And Matthew Lambert's struggling with this now. He's just lost out to Cutler.
He had taken that place off him though, he has just taken that place off him.
Cutler in effect did start 6th, so he's lost out massively, Cutler. At the start anyway, he's back to where he should be now.
He is, so a little bit of contact between Matthew Lambert and Cutler then through there, pushing Matthew Lambert wide a little bit onto the sand. So VLX Sparks still holding P1, just about dropped his penalty off. F124, these guys just breaking away from NGR Bogusbegbie in third at the minute. He's got a second gap himself back to PK261. He's still holding his own. He's out there 5th place. Right in the middle of the pro boys. NGR Cutler again, we've just spoken about him, back into 6th where he should be. Bogusbegbie in 7th. Right behind him we've got Myler Tyler. Punchy the Punchy then. He's almost pushing Myler Tyler down the track. Scar Wars run himself wide in the background.
He's just done a lovely move on Matthew Lambert as well, which was a bit of a shame to for him to lose out on, because he was going for a move on him down the bus stop. Let's have a look what we've got going on.
So back up to the front, F124's got past VLX Sparks with half a second gap as well. Allowed Bogusbegbie to close up.
Those two in first and second, there's just 3 points separate them in the championship as we enter this round, so they will not be giving each other any space at all during this one.
And I have got to say, I've got to give a bit of a shout out to F124 due to VLX Sparks not being able to join one of the races last week. He wanted to do the gentlemanly thing, keep the race fair, the championship fair, so he decided to relinquish his points for race 1 and then just took the points for race 2 when VLX Sparks was back in the lobby, so that was good of him. So a bit of a shout out to F124 for that. He's a nice kid, isn't he? I think you met him, we met him when we were karting. He's a nice kid.
Hunty then going for a move on Cutler, who's been hemorrhaging places.
He's down in 9th.
Bogusbegbie in KZ2 Haas getting a little bit fighty on the run down to Pouon. That's going to let Myler Tyler through.
That's done. Just keep it clean through there, boys. Flipping it.
See Cutler go wide.
He's been doing that a lot. I've noticed that on a few corners he's run himself wide. I don't know whether he's... You can't change the setup of the car, can he? Because it's...
No.
It's bop on,
and
so...
Yep, can't touch it. So it's all about drivability.
He's done it there again a little bit. Allowed Scar Wars to go through, so he's down in 11th now, is NGR Cutler.
It's not great.
No, there's a little bit of glitching going on. I don't know whether it's Cutler or someone else in the lobby, but Cutler was just glitching a little bit. So still nothing in it really between the front two guys. F124 still holding P1. VLX Sparks half a second back. NGR Bogusbegbie's got 3/4 of a second back from VLX Sparks, but he's still in this fight. PK261, he's dropped a bit more time, 1.2 seconds off of Bogusbegbie. And then there's a big gap down to 5th, which is KZ2 Haas. Some pressure from Hunty the Punchy. He's just run himself wide, kept it on track. He's going out of that place, taken off by Myler Tyler.
Trying to go too wide through Blanchimont will never work out. And that's what Hunty tried to do. They'd probably have been a little bit better off backing out of that move, to be fair to him, and just letting KZ2 Haas take the corner. Instead he's lost out to Myler Tyler now.
That's right, that's right. So Matthew Lambert, Bogusbegbie side by side then. Head down towards the source. Bogusbegbie's got the inside line through there, just keeping that place. Matthew Lambert's got a good run out. And they're side by side again as they head down towards Eau Rouge. That's going to be messy. Bogusbegbie's kept that line then. Lambert holding 9th then. Scarwell's right on the back of these two. 10th place for him after getting past Cutler. Is he gaining? Losing a bit more time to Scarwell's in front of him. So not having a great race then, Cutler. So we are halfway through this 15-minute race. We've only put in 3 laps so far.
Yeah, you won't get many laps out of this one.
Jamie J is 25 seconds back from Kapow, right at the back of the pack at the minute. And Kapow, he's just less than a second off the back of Boonsey. Might be a little bit of a fight brewing here.
KZ2 has just run wide. Guys come through No Name now. It's getting really tight for this battle for fifth. Currently being won by Hunty, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, nearly 7 cars involved in that fight now.
Yeah, it could get a bit tasty. Myler Tyler's run himself wide. So it's landed Bogusbegbie the inside line into the next corner. So taking that place off of Myler Tyler up to 6th, then Bogus. That was a good move. Just saw the opportunity and took it. Matthew Lambert right at the back of Myler Tyler now as well. He's got Scar Wars right on him. And Cutler's getting back into this fight as well. He's a quick guy, Cutler. He just seems to have struggled for the first half of this race.
It can take a little bit of getting used to. Of course, they'll have got used to the grip in the wet, and then we're going to switch to dry settings after this. At the front, pretty much business as usual, but Sparks and Fraser are really close together now. Let's go through Blanchimont as we speak down to the bus stop. Fraser's going to have to defend this.
So there's just over half a second between the top three. PK261, yeah, he's lost a bit more time. He's about 2 seconds back from Big Z at the minute. So his VLX Spark's going to make a move down here. I don't think he's quite close enough. F124 is going defensive into the source though. Diving out for the racing line. Big Z's right on the back of Sparks as well now. So Sparks has got to be careful he doesn't get any places get taken from Big Z.
Oh wow, the Tyler's outbraked himself massively. Coming through the source, onto the punt, he's done the same. Yeah, very punchy, this fight in the midfield.
Yeah, it's coming to the end of this race. So F124 and VLX Sparks are almost side by side then. F124 is going defensive again, just keeping that mini as wide as possible.
Hunty and Matthew Lambert having a fight for fifth now. Matthew Lambert's got a really good run over the Campbell Straight. He's going to get that move done. Bogusbegbie's getting involved in this as well.
Yes, well, nearly 3 wide as they come through there. Ooh, oh, that's a good run from Matthew Lambert. Interested to see whether he picks up a penalty for that. But, he's up into 5th now. Starting to break away from Hunty behind him.
Scar Wars, it's not the first time he's run himself wide as he does it again.
So we're just back up the front then. F124 still holding that P1 position. VLX Sparks right on him again though, holding a bit of a penalty. F124 is going defensive in almost every corner.
He's got to. Sparks served that penalty, interestingly, quite early on.
He's not lost a lot of time really to... there we go, it's gone. He's still in the fight with F124, even though having a bit of a penalty. He's not lost a place to Big Z either behind. PK261's 4.8 seconds back from the fight up front now. Got 8 seconds back to Matthew Lambert. Was that Cutler running wide again? It was. He's all over the place tonight, is NGR Cutler. There does seem to be a bit of glitching going on.
Yeah, I'm seeing that as well.
So he's losing another couple of places, back down to 11th and with holding a penalty. There we go, a bit of jinking across the track. Looking like a strong lobby as well. offensive, even though VLX Sparks is miles back. NGR Bogusbegbie is right in the fight with VLX Sparks now. He's just run a bit wide through the source though, dropped a bit of time off to VLX Sparks.
I think that was almost tactical, because I kind of thought that at first, but if you look what Bogusbegbie did, he almost squared the corner off, and that's given him a really good run coming down towards Eau Rouge. If you look, he's gaining time on him coming down the hill. So it could be tactical to get the move done at the end of the Camel Straight. It might be worth watching.
It could be. He's not gaining time now though. VLX Sparks pulling time on him. Again holding the penalty. He likes picking up the penalty through there. So he's almost pushing F124 down the track, even with that penalty. Looking to get a move done at the end of this race. We have just got 1 minute left. So this will be last lap.
Bogusbegbie and KZ2 Haas have been having a nice little scrap, just in the battle for 6. Matthew Lambert's managed to escape a little bit now with these two having a fight.
Yeah, he's 2.6.
Pulled 3 seconds on him.
Yeah.
Hunty's dropped off a little bit as well, so now Marla Tyler's given him a little bit of something to think about. And I think we've lost Cutler, have we?
No, he's down in 11th, but he's off track again. He's ghosting out again. Yeah, he's glitching all over the place, not having the best of nights. Is NGR Cutler. The power up into 12th. He's got nothing to worry about really from behind. He's got a 5-second gap back to Bootsy in 13th place, and then Jamie J bringing up the back of the pack in 14th. Still going on between F124 and VLX Sparks.
Last lap now as well.
Yeah, Bogusy's not quite been able to get into a proper fight with these two. He's just been a little bit far off the back of these two. So can VLX Sparks get this move done before the end of the race?
Coming into the bus stop, he's got to do it. It's his only chance really now. So it'll be interesting to see what line Fraser picks as we come through Blanchimont. Sparks chooses to take the wide line, which should in theory give him a better drive.
I think VLX Sparks is a little bit too far back off him now. He's half a second back. He's got Bogusbegbie pressuring him. So just the last corner to go. Sparks has got a good run on him though.
Yes, but it's not enough.
Not enough. Just keeping that. So F124 takes P1, then VLX Sparks takes P2, and NGR Bogusbegbie is the last of the podium winners. 3rd place for him. BK261, 4th place for him. Matthew Lambert, he's not done a bad race, come 5th in the end.
Oh, Hunty the Punchy just losing out through the bus stop. Got it broke just a little bit too late. Scarwell's made a move on him.
That's a shame. So Bogusbegbie 6th, KZ2 Haas in 7th, Marla Tyler 8th, Scarwars 9th, Hunty the Punchy 10th, NGR Cutler just glitching his way down the start finish straight. And coming across the line in 11th. Just comes down the last corner, being chased by Bootsy. 12th and 13th for these guys.
Fraser picks up the fastest lap point as well.
He does, 3:13.4. So we just wait for Jamie to come around the last couple of corners. Back all on his own as Jamie. It's a shame, but he's stuck with it. That's good to see.
Oh, he's going to be on pole for the next race, so we'll see.
Well, he will.
We'll see if
he's just done he's just going for track cut after track cut. He just wants to get across the line. He's probably going to pick up about a week's worth of penalty for that. So 14th place for Jamie J. So that was race 1 of the Chewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup. Stick around, there will be race 2. It's a dry race, the next one. It's half an hour. There will be tyre and fuel wear on, fuel depletion even, not fuel wear. So pit strategy is going to play a big part in this next one.
Normally I've got a good idea as to what the boys are going to do with that. But I'm stuck with this. I'm stuck with what the strategy is going to be.
It's going to be interesting. It's like you say, the long laps. If you don't get it right, it's a long way back to the pits, isn't it?
So we shall see. Good drive from Biggsy. Stuck with Sparks and Fraser throughout the entire thing.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. As I say, just not quite able to get involved in a proper fight with them. But yeah, he had a good race. Alright, a bit late, but I'm just posting that up.
So I think Cutler's had some technical issues, mate. I think so we'll have one less driver next time around.
Is he not racing then, or is he going to try and leave the lobby and come back or something?
Well, yeah, I think so. I think he's going to try and sort his internet out.
He's left the room and come back. So let's just see. Let's just see whether he's got a slightly better connection.
So we've got a little bit of a break before race 2. So to sort you through the standings, this isn't including the results from the race we've just seen. So I'll have to take those into consideration.
Have you got Pro and Pro-Am as well?
I have, mate, yeah, I've got both of them. So
Good lad.
F124YS is leading the Pro League with Sparks just a couple of points behind him. Cutler brings in 3rd with PK in 4th. Scar Wars holds on to 5th with Biggsy in 6th. That race we've just seen will do Biggsy no end of good because it's really tight in that sort of mid-pack fight. Matthew Lambert's missed a couple of rounds, but he still holds on to 7th place. TC Fredo, who's missing tonight, he's part of the Chewitt Racing actual family.
He is.
He's in 8th. 1805 in 9th with Cuddles in 10th. And then we've got Heilaher. I said that wrong, probably.
You didn't. It sounded good to me. Me.
So you almost bring up some phlegm. And then 12th is Conrad Racing. So that's the Pro boys. And Pro-Am, your leader of Pro-Am is Bogusbegbie. And he's 21 points clear of Myler Tyler, so he's dominating that championship at the minute.
Got some good races.
Hunty the Punty, despite missing last week, holds on to 3rd. So again, he's someone that's in with a shout of championship glory. Our hostess with the mostest, Boonsy Bob, is in 4th with Weed Smoker in 5th. TWT, another boy missing tonight, is in 6th. NGR Happy in 7th. Jamie J, we just saw circling Spa Francorchamps at his own there, he's in 8th. Dragon Eagle, we've not seen for a little while, in 9th, with Cuddles in 10th. Cuddles, of course, does sort of fill in both leagues, so that's why he's in both championships.
Yeah, he does. I think Dragon Eagle's actually dropped out of this series
now.
Yeah, I think he's just struggling to get the time to race, to be honest. So,
which is fair enough.
And he's Dutch, so you know.
It's probably high all the time. And then that's about it. There's a couple of filler boys just sort of picking up the odd race here and there behind. Obviously, Kapow, who's just joined us at Tokyo last week, is currently occupying 12th spot, but he'll go up very quickly by virtue of actually turning up, so he'll probably finish mid-table somewhere, even though he's only raced a handful of races. So that's your tables.
And what about KZ2 Haas? Has he got points on
he's
board
not
yet?
in the league yet. He's not been put in yet. No. They've not included him, so I will obviously speak to him about that to see whether they're going to put him in.
Yeah.
Because they've put Kapow in, so they should put KZ2 Haas in.
Because he's had a couple of good races as KZ2 Haas, although he's lost a couple of places in this one. He qualified 5th. He had a couple of good races last week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did a good night. Did a good job. You know, the minis, they do take a little bit of time getting used to as well, so it's not like they're You can jump in them and drive quickly straight away. You can jump in them and drive, but getting used to the way the cars understeer, handle, and the wheel spin works is not an easy thing to do.
That's right, that's right. So I'm just going to catch up with the chat. Let's have a look. So Hunty's piped back up. Didn't appreciate Scar Wars squeezing me on the first flying lap and causing me to go off. Oh, Sparks, Fraser's saying that Sparks is now just 2 points behind him, behind F124 in the championship, with the positions taken in that first race. Who else? FY GT Gaming, T1 on Iron Rouge is going to be a mess. It wasn't too bad.
It was alright. Boys kept it clean.
It was alright. Sean Sayers, evening guys, this looks fun. Yeah, it is. Get yourself on Next Gen, get involved. Fraser Smith, how many penalties did Sparks get? All of them.
Enough.
Oh, all of them.
Every single penalty you had to get.
Yeah, all of them. VLX Sparks is giving shouts out to Big Z. Hunty the Punty, what's he saying? I love being hit and pushed off the track. I won't say the last bit. Yeah, Fraser's saying you enjoyed cutting Eau Rouge there. He does seem to like cutting Eau Rouge. That seems to where he picks up most of his penalties. That or cutting across the back edge of Radion. Fraser just saying he was in sweating buckets due to having to defend from VLX Sparks for that long.
Yeah, it's gonna be mate. So we go to dusk at Spa Francorchamps now. So Spa at this time of day looks absolutely lovely. So this is where strategy plays a part, mate.
It will. They only start with 70 litres of fuel, which is not, it's about 3/4 of a tank. And what's the tyre choices for this one? Anything between racing hard?
Anything, yeah.
Oh, is it?
Any racing tyre. Yeah, okay. You can have super softs.
They don't seem to last very well, though, do they?
No, well, they don't do too bad, but the tyre dagger, the way the sort of tyre profile works is you just lose a ton of grip within, almost no time at all. So it's probably a wise choice to go for a slightly harder compound than you normally run. Just on you've seen how these cars love to understeer, so you don't want that in the race.
No, if you're not going forwards, you're losing time. Unless you're turning the wheels, going forwards when you should be turning the wheels, then you're losing time.
So Gapow is gone out on the wet tyre, so I think he needs to fix that.
Yeah, that's not going to be a good look in this race. They'll be blown out in no time.
I'm gonna just remind him that he needs dry tyres.
Ewok, evening mate. Yes, you have got to turn off that traction control. It's just slowing you down. Hunty's moaning about getting pushed off and punted again.
It's done now, mate. It's done.
Isn't it? Build a bridge. Get over it.
Just focus. The thing Hunty's got to think about, mate, is we know he is. I'm not going to say nice things about him very often. So you need to record this next sentence and listen to it whenever it's had.
It'll be recorded live. It'll be recorded live for all time on YouTube, won't it? So he'll have it.
He's a quick guy, and he's going to be starting near the front. So there
you go.
He's gone out on the hard tyre.
Hunty has.
Hunty has. Now the issue I've got with that is he's going to essentially be a rolling roadblock for the first lap. A lot of the boys behind him, I'm just looking through tyres, are going out on the medium and the softs. So Gapow's still on the wets, of course. A few of the guys. Yeah, he's going to. He could hemorrhage. He's at risk of hemorrhaging a lot of positions early on, Hunty, unless that's just his strategy.
Oh, let's hope he's listening to the stream and he's paying attention to you. But yeah, Hunty, if you are listening, a compliment from CJW Racing. I'd record that.
Used to it, mate.
I'd get that as your ringtone or something.
No doubt he'll do his next public lobby. I'll not hear the end of that.
So we're just about to start race 2. We're just waiting for everyone to get in so we can start the grid, get everyone set up. It's a reverse grid format from race 1. Let's just have a look. Forgot to change it. Oh yeah, Powell's just saying he's forgot to change his tyres, so he's doing that now. Yeah, Cutler's on the super softs,
but he's good at saving his tyres.
He is. We've seen that last week, and I'm sure you've seen it in every other race previous.
Mate, the GT3 League, I know you don't, I don't know how many of my videos you get to watch, but he winds me up how good he is at saving his tyres.
I've noticed that, yeah, I have noticed that with NGR Cutler. This is not a wet race. The second race is not wet Ewok, so it's slick tyres is fine. But Hunty's piped back up. He's saying, "Jesus, a positive comment from CJ. Can't believe it."
Yeah, I'll just have to make up for it now by slagging you off for the next half hour. So we shall see.
Yeah, don't spin off track for God's sake, Hunty. You'll never hear the end of it.
Like Anthony Davidson on the Sky Pad, I'll analyse every single mistake you've ever made. A lot of difference in tyre choice.
Yes, I've noticed that myself. We've got soft, mediums, super softs for Cutler. Is Hunty sticking on the...
Hunty's on the softs, he's changed.
Okay, so he was listening.
Most of the guys that I sort of expect to be in the running for a good result here are starting on the softs.
There's a couple of mediums and Cutler I think Cutler's the only guy out on super softs. He's obviously looking to make a break. He's going to start from quite near the back of the pack, so if he can fight his way through the first few guys and get away, might benefit him.
It's just piped up saying black screen, so I don't know whether that means he's got a game glitch or his physical telly's knackered.
Who's that, Cutler?
Cutler, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, black screen, I see it now.
Why can't this happen on Wednesday night when I'm racing it?
We do live. Oh, the next gen Mazdas. Unfortunately, mate, I'm streaming the P1 Mazdas on Sunday nights, so I don't get a chance to do that. Cutler's left the room and joined again. Let's hope his internet connection's a bit better.
No, his internet. He's just piped a picture up in our group chat, and he did get a black screen when he was trying to race round. So I think that's a game glitch for Cutler. So hopefully he can fix that. Get out on track, because we should be starting already.
Yeah, we're a few minutes over. Yeah, black screen, that's not cricket. I have had it once myself, but only the once.
Yeah, normally just cancelling your entry and restarting does fix it.
Yeah, most of the time. Let's stick with Hunty the Punty. We can you can analyse his racing, CJ.
Yeah, I'm on board. I'm on board.
Oh, you're on board, okay.
We'll sort of talk you through a lap of Spa at the same time. So Hunty, keep it on track, mate. So
no pressure.
Coming through a Rouge, take all the curbs. Yeah, in fact, they're beginning. They're starting the final, so we'll have to do this during the race.
That's the end of that one.
That was a nice... Well, he analysed our Rouge, and unfortunately for me, he didn't bin it.
Yeah, that's a shame, isn't it? We've got half an hour to go, so, you know, plenty of time.
I'm sure anything can happen.
Plenty of time. Stop typing, Fraser, and start driving your car. I don't know how you lot can do it. Must have, like, a second set of arms, or someone sat next to you typing away. So... grid order then, Jamie J in P1, Boonsy in P2, Kapow in P3, NGR Cutler in 4, Hunty the Punty 5, Scar Wars 6, Myler Tyler 7. That's a good start. Jamie J's got away pretty well. He's made a bit of a break. He's 0.8 of a second up. Kapow's just decided he's going to fire himself over to the right and let the faster guys come through, I think. Scarwall's up into second, being chased pretty closely by Boonsy Bob. Kapow in 5th. Not doing too bad. Matthew Lambert's in 6th. NGR Cutler's into 7th on those super softs. So we'll see how those play out. A little bit of contact between those guys as they head up through Radion.
Yeah, very packed.
Yeah, Hunty the Punty trying to fight his way through that little fight there. KZ2 has side by side with NGR Cutler and Hunty the Punty. Bogusbegbie getting involved in this fight as well. See, they were almost 4 wide coming up there. That's never going to end well. Cutler holding a penalty, I think. I know he's just ghosting out. I don't know what's going on.
It'll ghost you out if you've got a penalty. Thinks you're serving it.
Oh yeah, so
he's got another one.
Yeah. So back up to the front, Jamie J. So there just seems to be penalties above everyone there. Jamie J in P1, holding 0.4 of a second penalty. Scarwalls and Myler Tyler, bit of door banging for those two. Myler Tyler getting through that though. He's up into first through that little move. That's a good run for him. Matthew Lambert is looking to make moves on Jamie J as well. Oh, but there's all sorts of chaos going off in the background. Matthew Lambert has got through that fight though, up into second. Scarwall's in third. Jamie's been pushed down into fourth now through that. Boonsy Bob looking to take him as well. So it's a good little fight.
Sparks and Fraser are trying to cut their way through this field, and Cutler's gone off.
Where is Cutler now? 7th. He's still in the fight, but more penalties for him. VLX Sparks firing down the inside. PK261 looking to make moves as well through there. Not managing it. F124 still in 13th place. He's 2.3 seconds back off Bigsy as well. And Bogusbegbie, unfortunately, 9.7 seconds back, right at the back of the pack. Got a lot of work to do for Bogus. So back up to the front then, Myler Tyler still holding P1. Matthew Lambert P2. These guys are pretty close. Matthew Lambert looking to make moves on Myler Tyler. Oh, he's done it. He's got past him. Jamie's just run himself wide in the background, so Matthew Lambert takes P1 off of Myler Tyler. Scarwall's in third, still holding a bit of a penalty, but not far off this fight, only half a second. Jamie J's under a bit of pressure from Kapow now as they come up to the source. Kapow just dropping off his penalty through there. Oh, massively. He's got a bit of a punt from VLX Sparks. Oh, there's a concertina effect as they go through there. Everyone's hit everyone else.
That's some funny contact physics there, you've got to be honest.
Yeah, it's not cricket. So Matthew Lambert then, he's got a second gap over Myler Tyler. Scarwall's just getting it all wrong through Radion and Eau Rouge. He's all over the place, off track, half a second penalty picked up. Jamie J still holding fourth. Boonsy Bob just being overtaken by PK261. Getting past Jamie J as well, up into fourth then for PK261. KZ2 Haas as well now got past Jamie J. Oh, so Jamie J's just fired his way through that corner there, called back up into fourth though. I don't know whether he's caused any chaos behind him. PK261 in fifth. So it looks like, who was that? Bigsy got involved in that, pushed off.
Saw someone go wide. I think it was potentially Bigsy because he's massively down the field now.
Yeah. So F124, he's made a few places back up. He's back up into 10th already in the middle of this fight. He's holding a bit of a penalty. Cutler's in 10th as well. Let's just hope his internet holds out. Or his game or whatever's playing up. fiery through there, isn't it?
It is. I'm just watching this.
5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th all going for it.
He's everywhere. Yeah, then there's positions changing all over the shop. I'm sort of interested in how Sparks and Fraser navigate their way through this, because
I'm just struggling to actually keep up with it, if I'm perfectly honest.
It's all over the shop.
KZ2 has managed to get himself through that lot. He's up into 5th. VLX Sparks and F1 24th, 6th and 7th for them at the minute. So having a really good race at the minute, these two.
Matthew Lambert's pulling away at the front. He's got 4.3 seconds now. He's going through the bus stop. Helps him that the guys behind are fighting.
He's picking up more time as well, 4.7 seconds that gap. Fastest lap as well, 2:54.
Sparks has just been bundled off track. Didn't see who or what by, but I did see him sideways. I'll just have a look on the GT Sport pad. See if I can see what happened.
Bogusbegbie's just been reset back to track.
Yeah. It was GT Sport contact visits again. With Sparks going on.
See the Punchy and Cutler then side by side coming through the source. Jamie J's run himself massively wide. He's down in 11th now. So he's losing places left, right and centre. He's got Bootsy Bob looking to make moves into Eau Rouge. He's got a good run through Adion as Bootsy. Can he get him up the kennel? They are side by side. Jamie J is just going a little bit defensive. Bootsy tucking in for a bit of a toe. Now just ducks down the inside, so he's going to have the inside line now. So did Bootsy pick up a penalty for that? Jamie J's just run himself massively wide. Yeah, Bootsy has picked up half a second penalty for that little move. But he has taken the place off Jamie J. Up into the 11th then for Bootsy. So yeah, Matthew Lambert storming away with this one at the minute. 7.3 second lead he's got. 7 minutes into this race. Oh, he's just run himself wide though. He will pick up a penalty for that one as well. He's already holding 0.4 of a second.
Meanwhile, at the back, in 5th, Fraser's now in clean air. He's chasing PK down. PK's in a bit of a fight, so Fraser's in a good position here. He's doing well on his fuel as well.
He's not doing too bad at all. VLX Sparks is not that far back from him. Down in 7th place at the minute though. These two were battling it out for 5th and 6th a second ago.
Ewok in your chat is enjoying the mini carnage.
It is elbows out racing. Yeah, Ewok's all over the place, isn't he?
Yeah, they're not quick cars, but they just promote clean racing because they're all exactly the same. There's no tuning in this league or anything like that. They've all got equal equipment, so it just comes down to driver talent. It just promotes them getting a little bit punchy for the first few laps, but I think we're over the main punchy bit now.
So we have got Matthew Lambert just coming in the pits. So he's,
he mullered his fuel in that first stint.
He did. We've got PK261 coming in as well. We've got a barrage of drivers all coming in the pit. So PK261, F124, Matthew Lambert, KZ2 Haas, all in the pits at the minute.
I think a lot of these guys will just be covering off the undercut, because with the pit last time you've got here, the undercut's going to be really powerful. So you'll probably see a lot of this happening. If one guy pits, they'll all pile in.
Yeah, we've still got Myler Tyler out on track. He's being chased by Scar Wars. Both these guys stopping out. Still holding just under a quarter of a tank of fuel, these two. Both on the softs, not that much wear on them. Bogusbegbie stopped out as well, so he has just lost that place. 4th place for him then, as Matthew Lambert and a few others are just coming out of the pits. Yeah, so he's lost a few more places, back down to 8th then for Bogus. So it'll be interesting to see about Myler Tyler and Scar Wars. But they're now battling it out. This won't be good for their fuel, or trying to break away from the guys behind them. A little bit of contact between Scarwalls and Myler Tyler there, just knocking Myler Tyler wide. Scarwalls up into P1 then. They've got 30-second gap over Matthew Lambert, 28 seconds. I don't know how long the pit time is in this one, Chris. Any ideas?
It's lengthy.
Okay.
You'd know for 20 seconds, really.
Right.
Which is playing into the strategy, because you want to stay out of the pits as much as possible. Which is why you saw what you saw as soon as Matthew Lambert went in. Everyone was like, "I need to match him."
Yeah.
Because if he undercuts me, that's it. So yeah, we'll see. I think, like you said, I think Scarwalls and Myler Tyler can probably extend, although I'd probably expect him in this lap, to be honest. They'd lose too much time by staying out another lap.
I don't know whether they've got fuel for another lap, to be honest.
Because Matthew Lambert, when he came out the pits, was 27 seconds behind him. He's now just peaked under 24. So fresh tyres is worth a lot here.
Definitely. Like you say, if it's just over 20 seconds pit, then these guys are going to get overtaken by a lot of these guys who've already been in. Although Scarwalls is making a bit of a break for it. He's 3.3 seconds up the road from Myler Tyler.
I think that was more down to a Myler Tyler mistake, though.
There was a little bit of contact between those two, so it sent Myler Tyler a bit wide into the sand, which just allowed Scarwalls to disappear up the track a little bit. So we'll see. He has come in the pits. Myler Tyler has also come in the pits. So we'll get back on board with Matthew Lambert. He's having a really good race. He's 6.2 seconds up the road. He has got F124 behind him. VLX Sparks. These guys are going to jump a few positions when they go past Myler Tyler and Scarwalls, who are in the pits at the minute. Yeah, it is a long pit window, isn't it?
It's huge. Especially when you have to take on fuel and tyres and everything else. Just a word on Matthew Lambert. He's by far the quickest guy on track right now. Sparks, Fraser running in the 256s. Matthew Lambert, fastest lap, 254.
Matthew has had a few clean laps out in front though, whereas F124 and VLX Sparks have been battling their way through. VLX Sparks just getting past Fraser then. So up into second and third, these guys. PK261 into fourth. NGR Cutler fifth. He's stayed out on his super softs.
So has he not changed tyres in the pits then?
It doesn't look like it, unless he's just...
No, I don't think he has.
No. I hope that's not another mistake from him. I know some of the guys do it. Press the button a little bit early and forget to change tyres, but he's putting in purple sectors though, NGR Cutler.
Oh, it's getting very messy.
Yeah, a little bit of contact between PK261 and VLX Sparks. VLX Sparks is dropping off, giving that place back. He's losing a lot of time though, being overtaken by Scarwalls, KZ2 Haas, Hunty the Punty. F124 didn't want to go past him. By the look of that.
I'm just looking back at that incident that we had a minute ago. It looks like it was between Fraser and Sparks. Sparks just got fired off a curb essentially to the side of Fraser.
Okay.
It wasn't intentional, racing incident. And of course, if I was a steward, that's what I'd say, but I'm not. So whether they choose to investigate that is separate. But yeah, it's the curbs. We just hit it.
So let's see who's where then. Matthew Lambert's still out in front, 7.3 seconds he's got over NGR Cutler. Up into second then for Cutler. PK261 in third, he's only a second back. Both these guys holding penalties though. Scarwalls up into fourth, not having a bad race at the minute, Scarwalls. KZ2 Haas and Hunty the Punty fighting it out for fifth place. Side as they head down here. Oh, Hunty the Punty nearly lost it then. Just him to wheel on the grass. They saw the back end of that Mini suddenly step out. He was looking to keep hold of that. He's lost a bit of time to KZ2 House. There's under some pressure now from VLX Sparks and F124 behind him. These guys being championship leaders. A little bit of contact between KZ2 House and Scar Wars as well. Everyone actually getting through there pretty cleanly.
They're braking too late coming into bus stop. That's what's causing all this riff-raff. They're fighting that much, they're just leaving the brake into the last minute, and that's just causing the brakes to lock up, and that's why we're seeing this. It's not going to help the tyres either.
No, not at all. So it's getting a bit
Scar Wars
punchy.
and KZ2,
Yeah,
they need to work together.
Same thing. Just about to say the same thing. It's getting a bit punchy between these two. These two are fighting for place pretty much lap after lap. But as you say, they need to work together and either head towards PK261 or try and drop Hunty and the guys behind, but I think they're just too closely matched. So Hunty the Punty's right on the back of KZ2 now, looking to take that place off him before the chicane. He's got a good run onto the back end of Scar Wars as well.
You see Cutler on those super softs. He's just past PK for second.
He's doing a sterling job on those super softs. Quite surprised they're holding out as well as they are.
Well, we'll see. I reckon those tyres are going to drop off a cliff very soon, so he's got to make the best of it while they're in a window.
He's holding about the same amount of fuel as Matthew Lambert, but he is nearly 9 seconds back now. Under pressure from PK261 behind him as well.
Sparks' strategy could interrupt things, because for some reason in the pits he didn't take that much fuel on. So Sparks and Fraser are only really running on light fuel, so they're definitely going to come in again soon. I think they're just doing 3 lap stints.
Possibly,
personally.
Yeah, possibly. Let's have a look. Yeah, so we came in on lap 3, but everyone came in on lap 3. I think. Well, no, Myler Tyler and who was the other one? Stopped out.
Scar Wars and someone else stayed out, didn't they?
Yeah, Scar Wars has not done bad out of that though. He's up into 4th place, but Myler Tyler, unfortunately, where's he gone? Myler Tyler's down in 11th.
Cutler's coming under some pressure for second from PK. PK's potentially going to make a move into the bus stop. As you see, that'll kick off behind him as well. Cutler defends well.
Nearly 4
Sparks
wide
looks to get a bit of a nudge.
Yeah, Scar Wars has got a bit of a nudge, so Sparks and F124 coming in the pits for a second time then. So you were right, they are doing 3 lap stints. Matthew Lambert's making more time up. He's 9.8 seconds up the road from NGR Cutler.
He's not going to worry about anyone, has he?
Not at the minute. Not at the minute. PK261 is right on the back of NGR Cutler. We've still got this fight for 4th place going on. Hunty the Punty, Scar Wars, NGR Bigsy and KZ2 Haas pretty close together. So just winning out at the minute. About a second gap he's got. No Ewok, it's Scar Wars, not Star Wars.
Easy mistake to make.
Yeah, it is, yeah. And yes, Henny LaRue. F124 is Fraser, yeah. And thank you. Awesome commentary, chaps. Thanks. No problem, Henny. That's what we're here for. So yeah, still kicking off for that 4th place fight. Hunty the Punty losing a bit of time to Scar Wars behind him. KZ2, he's losing time to these guys, 1.5 seconds back off NGR Bigsy with half a second penalty as well. Boonsy Bob's made a few places up into 8th. Like I say, Myler Tyler just lost out through that pit window. 9th place for him at the minute. We've just seen Fraser and VLX Sparks both come in the pits. Fraser's managed to jump VLX Sparks.
and importantly they've come out in clean air. So they can now get their heads down on lap, because by the time they catch Myler Tyler, in theory, Myler Tyler and Boonsy Bob and all that lot will probably be close to the pit stop. So it could play into the hands. We'll see how that develops, but they should, I think, now be going to the end.
With yeah, we have only got 10 minutes remaining, so Felix, Sparks and Fraser both holding just under 3/4 of a tank, or just over half, depending on how you look at it.
I want to give you a visual example of just how good Cutler is at saving his tyres. So if you think Cutler's done 7 laps at 10 times tyre wear, so effectively he's done 70 laps,
70 laps on super
70
softs.
laps on super softs, and then if you look at PK, who's done a handful on a harder compound,
yeah,
they're the same sort of tyre wear. So Cutler's done a brilliant job on those tyres.
He's just starting to feel the effects of those. So he's coming in the pits now, though, and PK261's followed him in. So that's just playing into Matthew Lambert's hands. He's out on the mediums, not that much wear on those. So he's now got a nearly 13-second gap over second place man Hunty the Punty. He's also stayed out. I don't know whether he'll make it to the end on that fuel.
No, he's going to need to come in again.
We've got Scar Wars. He's in a very similar position. Oh no, he's not. He's got a bit more fuel, and his tyres are in a better place as well, so he might be alright until the end of the race. 8 minutes left. KZ2 has stopped out as well. He won't get to the end with that fuel.
Probably need about half a tank from this point to get through because of the tyre wear. The fuel depletion.
Yeah. So Boonsy Bob in 5th again. He'll have to pit. PK261 then coming out of the pits. Fresh boots. Just over half a tank. And who's he fighting with? Where's Cutler? Where's Cutler? He's down in 7th. So fresh set of racing super soft. He's holding pretty much bang on 3/4 of a tank of fuel. Whether he's over fueled a little bit too much, I don't know.
Potential. There's a lot of guys ahead of him that has got a pit, but if he wants a podium, Cutler's going to have to do some overtaking. He's got Fraser behind him, and we know Fraser's not slow, so this will be an gets a bit fight between those guys.
So where's Felix Sparks? He's down into 10th then. He's picked up a half a second penalty somewhere. Felix Sparks down in 10th place in a minute. So these guys are not managing to fight their way all the way to the front. So, as I say, we'll see what happens as the guys come into the pits later on. But Matthew Lambert had a bit of a blinder.
He's got to pit now, so this is it. He's I won't be surprised if he slaps on a softer compounder tyre as well. Hunty the Punt is on the fastest lap, and he'll want that back.
Here's a 254.3 for Hunty. He's also got a pit though as Hunty. Scar Wars will probably overtake the pair of them. He'll probably be able to go to the end of the race on that fuel, I'd have thought. KZ2 Haas, he'll have to pit as well, so Matthew Lambert is in then. See the Punty. Oh, give me a better camera angle, damn it. So yeah, Hunty the Punty, Matthew Lambert in the pits. Scar Wars has snuck through.
Boonsy Bob will come in as well. I expect to see PK, Cutler carry on, so...
Yeah, Boonsy's in. KZ2 Haas is in. Scar Wars up into P1 then. He's got 19.3 seconds over PK261 in 2nd place.
So Matthew Lambert coming out. So he comes out in 2nd.
He does.
I don't think Scar Wars has got enough fuel to get to the end.
He's got a 1/4 of a tank. Yeah, Yeah, it's 2 laps. Yeah.
I don't think he's going to do it.
He'll actually get 3 laps in, won't he? He'll get this one and 2 more, I think.
Potentially. Potentially. And it's a big old long lap, so you don't want to get your fuel calculations wrong.
That's right. NGR
Cutler's making a move.
Yeah, they're just on it now. So side by side as they head up the Kemmel. Cutler taking that place then. Has he kept it on track? Oh, not quite. So is that going to allow PK261 to take that place back off him? It does. He's just ghosting out there, losing that penalty as he comes through. So yeah, just getting a bit overzealous into that chicane. F124's right on his rear bumper as well. 5th place for F124. VLX Sparks is back up into 6th. So it could all kick off at the end of this race for P3. I don't think they're going to make enough time up over Matthew Lambert and Scar Wars, although keep your eye on Scar Wars, just see whether he does make it round. And his fuel levels. So KZ2 Haas is the next fight on track. That's KZ2 Haas, Big Z, Boonsy, Bob. And Myler Tyler in a fight for 8th place. Oh, and Hunty the Punty, forgot about him.
He's overfueled massively as well.
He has 3/4 of a tank. We've got 2 minutes left, 2.5, well, just under 3 minutes left. Did you think?
Well, they're on the penultimate lap now. This is it, so
yeah.
They won't get. Yeah, he's took him far too much fuel.
It's a shame. Myler Tyler's looking to make moves on him as well. So you can use that one, Chris.
Scar Wars going round again. So this is it. Yeah. He's on his last lap.
He's got the fuel for it. But he's lost a lot of time to Matthew Lambert behind. 2.6 seconds that gap.
I'm going to keep an eye on this.
I would, because
if he does this, that's a blinder of a strategy call between for Scar Wars. If he does that, I'll keep an eye on it, mate. Right. See how it goes on.
Alright, there is a 2.5 second gap. It is the last lap. So let's just have a look at everyone else. Where's PK261 then leading the fight for 3rd place in a minute over F124 and NGR Cutler. VLX Sparks on the back of that little fight as well. So a 4-way fight for P3 as it stands. Next fight on track is Hunty the Punty, Myler Tyler. They just made a bit of a break over Big Z and KZ2 Haas. So I don't know whether there's a bit of contact or these guys just getting it wrong through Eau Rouge, losing a bit of time to Hunty the Punty, Myler Tyler in front. Boonsy Bob out on his own, 11 seconds in front to KZ2 Haas and nearly 20 seconds back to Bogusbegbie out on his own. He's got 19 seconds either side of him. Pow, big gaps either side of him as well. Nearly 40 seconds back to Jamie. So Jamie's bringing up the back of the pack. He does like to take those shortcuts, does Jamie. He's obviously not bothered about his penalties in this race. So yeah, Matthew Lambert is right on the back end of Scar Wars. I was going to
come back to you about that. He's about to do it.
Oh, Scar Wars just run himself wide through there, but Matthew Lambert is just ghosting out, dropping a penalty. That would have been a perfect opportunity to make that move. So they are losing a bit of time to F124 behind. So he's got up to the front of this fight for 3rd place then. So what's happened to Cutler? Oh, shame. Cutler's he's lost a load of time. He's 4.5 seconds back to VLX Sparks now, looking under pressure from Hunty Punty and the guys behind.
So the battle for first, and it's going to come down to the bus stop. And Matthew Lambert on those fast tyres is going to have more braking. He's just going to be able to outbrake him into this corner. Just watch him so fast on the brakes.
Scarwall's going mega defensive.
Really squirrely though. Really squirrely. That's what worn softs do.
Yeah. So there was he just drifted out there under braking. Lost the front end of the car. Matthew Lambert's not happy.
There may be a steward's inquiry about that one yet.
Maybe. So Scarwalls finishes first. Matthew Lambert in second. F124 third place for him. VLX Sparks in fourth, PK261 in fifth place, NGR Cutler in sixth, NGR Bigsy in seventh, Hunty the Punty eighth, Myler Tyler ninth, KZ2 Haas in 10th, Boonsy Bob 11th place for him. Just wait for, so we've got Bogusbegbie, Kapow and Jamie still out on track. Yeah, we'll have to see what the stewards say about that last little incident.
Yeah, I've no doubt there'll be a review about that one.
Yeah, Matthew Lambert didn't look happy. I'm not surprised either. I wouldn't be too happy if you were on for a bit of a battle to the line and it ended up like that. So Bogusbegbie 12th. Ewok Mendor, he's shouting out to Scar Wars. I don't think we did see your move on PK, mate. I don't think we did see your move on PK. I can't see it all. It did look a bit like that, Sean. It did look a bit like that, but that's not for us to decide. Kapow's now finished, 13th place for him.
I think what happens, just to clear up, because I know Scar Wars has raced a few times and I've seen him racing quite a lot of lobbies.
Yeah.
These are front-wheel drive cars. All the braking, although you can have rear-based brake balance, Scar Wars tends to run it to the front because you get better rotation. What he'll have done is, in the defensive move on a dirty part of the track, slammed on the brakes as late as possible, and your car then goes light at the front. And I think he didn't do it on purpose. Of course, we'd have to watch a replay, but I think that's what caused the contact between him and Matthew Lambert. So that'd have to be investigated between the stewards.
Yeah, as I say, that's not for us to say really. So there is a lot of chat about it in the YouTube chat. As I say, it's not for us to comment on really. So Fraser piping up. He didn't expect to finish that high up. You and Sparks were actually allowing each other in front. I wanted to sit behind and just follow him into the pits because I wasn't sure if he was on a one-stopper. You can't do that. Just follow him round. When he pits, I'll pit, and then I'll take him on the last lap. What's that about?
That's what everyone else should have been doing.
Well, yeah, that's.
To be honest.
Hunty the Punty not impressed with tonight's driving. Henny LaRue, he's kicking off again. He did grab fastest lap on the last lap. Fair play to you, Fraser. As I say, Ewok, that's not for us to get involved with. But yeah, we'll update you on that next week, see what happens. But that was round 9 of the Next Gen Chewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup. 2 different races. Is next week's an Enduro?
I'll tell you 10. In a minute, mate. I'll tell you in a minute. So next week so this was 4th of November today, isn't it? Now we're a little bit away from that. So the 11th of November we head to Scuba.
It's 12 rounds, isn't it? This one, not 10, isn't it?
Correct. So yeah, we've got another wet race coming up as well. So
which one's that?
That's Red Bull Ring on the 18th. But next week we're over to Japan for Scuba.
Okay, that's not a bad little track.
And then yeah, the finale is 25th of November, and that's at Brands Hatch GP.
And that's the Enduro.
That's 60 minutes, double points I think as well, is it?
Ooh,
potentially.
Yeah, season finale. Yeah, it will be.
So a lot of positions could be decided there. Of course, the positions in this one not final because the stewards have got a few things to look at by the sounds of the chatter already.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the Facebook chat. Yeah, it's kicking off. I'll read all that abuse later.
Yeah, let's not broadcast any of that on stream.
No, let's not. So yeah, that was round 9 of the Chewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup hosted by Next Gen. I was joined myself, darksmoka, by CJW Racing. I will put links in the description below to the Chewitt Racing Facebook page, etc, etc, the Next Gen Racing Facebook pages, and CJW's YouTube channel as well. So we were joint lobbies tonight, Pro and Pro-Am. It was the same last week.
It may be the same next week.
You never know.
Who knows? Who knows?
But I think we do need to start spending a bit more time with the Pro-Am boys. Unfortunately, all the actions with the pros. The Pro-Am boys seem to get spread out quite a lot, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah,
they still battle hard though.
They do, and they stick with it, which is a good thing. They do stick with it. So I myself am back on Wednesday at 8:30 for Next Gen's GR3 team versus team event. CJ's also racing in that. I've been lying to everyone for the last few weeks saying that he streams his race live. He doesn't. He just does post-race commentary of it. So yeah, I'm back on Wednesday for that. So make sure you check me out. Then go check CJ out as well, but obviously come back to my channel first.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting.
It's got to be done. It's got to be done. And then I'm back. I'm back Thursday at 9 o'clock for the P1 Thursday lobby of the Mazda touring cars. That's always quite feisty. Always quite a bit of fighting going on in those. And then a Sunday for the Sunday lobby of the P1 racing, and then back for Monday for the minis. What about yourself, Chris? What you got lined up?
Exciting time. So I've already released the videos. I've been on it this week. I've already released my race review videos from Wednesday's racing at because normally I'm about a week late with everything. So I've done the videos already from Dragon Show Gardens. So yeah, I'm racing myself on Wednesday. I've not done any practice. I need to go and do that. And then on Thursday we're live. We're back with the Siroccos after a week's break, so we're live with them again. And I think we're at Goodwood, off the top of my head.
Lots of runoff.
Always an interesting track, no matter what cars you take. And then yeah, that's it for me. Not much activity on my side at this minute in time.
Rightio, yeah, I'm actually looking for some racing to get involved in. I'm missing the GTTCCs myself, so I'm looking for something to get involved in. I am actually racing. I forgot about that one. I'm racing in what is it now? A Continental Cup for P1 on Saturday night, next Saturday, or Saturday coming. Sorry, so that will probably be a swear fest if you want to tune in for that. It'll be me behind the wheel, and I am racing for Japan, so I've been given the Lexus, and it's Japan versus Europe versus the USA. There's 4 different tracks. I don't know what they are. I've not done any practice in the Lexus, so and I'm not going to get a lot of time to do any practice in the Lexus. I'll probably get Friday, and that's about it. So yeah, tune in for that on Saturday.
I'll see what I'm doing, mate, and if I'm free, I might come along and watch that.
Cool. Obviously, if you got your daughter with you, don't.
I'll put it on mute, mate. I'll just put the subtitles on instead.
Yeah, that might not work either. Although watching one of these videos back with subtitles is an absolute gas. You should see how YouTube does its subtitles. It just can't get it right.
Especially with our accents, mate. I don't think that'll work very well.
And some of the gamer tags. It really struggles with some of the game attacks. So Zuzims, I don't know whether you've heard of Zuzims.
Yeah, I've raced Zuzims before.
Okay, he comes up as Susan. So yeah, all sorts of things come up. So I do advise watching one of these back with the subtitles on, just for a giggle. It doesn't make any sense, but yeah, it's quite funny.
That's my evening sword.
So yeah, I'm pretty much going to end the stream then. CJ, any last words?
No, not for me. Like, subscribe, comment, all the usual mumbo jumbo.
That's the malarkey. I'll tell you what we haven't done, mate. Driver of the day.
We haven't done driver of the day. We haven't. Oof, right. Not for an overall vote, but Matthew Lambert.
That was going to be my first choice. Yeah. So he's taking driver of the day.
Just for race 2 performance. I think he wasn't there race 1 though, which is why I hesitated a little bit. Race 1 he just was nowhere.
Yeah.
But race 2, really good job from him, to be fair.
Yeah,
he started 10th on the grid, I want to say, did he? He was quite far back.
Not too sure.
He started quite far down. I remember, I vaguely remember, he just did a really good job to avoid the chaos, get himself out front nice and early, controlled the pace on mediums, was holding fastest lap for a while.
He was.
Got his strategy well. The only sort of counteract to that is he didn't really have any battles on track. Fraser and Sparks always impress. Some good performances tonight. Obviously, there's been a little bit of controversy as well. Scar Wars did a good job with his strategy.
He did.
To be up there as well.
He did.
What about yourself? Are you in agreement with Matthew Lambert?
I'm 100% in agreement. Yeah, that was going to be my choice as well. Matthew Lambert, just for his performance again, for his performance in race 2.
Special mention to Biggsy for his race 1 performance. That.
Admittedly, he did a good job sticking on the back of Fraser and Sparks for that long. Good points for him, like you say.
He's done himself no harm with that. But yeah, I think that's a good shout.
Cool. Right. So now we've done that, I can end the stream. So like, subscribe, tell your mates, tell your mum, all that sort of stuff. My name's Darksmoka. I'm out of here.
Bye bye.